What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe with No Days Off DFS, and we are officially back. We are back with the start of the WNBA season starting today. We have a nice 4-game slate. I can't wait to get into it. Can't wait to dig into it with you. And I mean, honestly, it's just good to have the ladies back playing ball over here. I know we've been following them overseas, but they're officially back with the start of the season. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe for more WNBA DFS content and player prop content, as I will be dropping that on the channel. And I will also be having my boy BK joining me here and there to go over these slates and give you our analysis and things like that. If you guys would like to get our player props, our core plays, or anything like that, make sure you guys check the link down in the description below for the Patreon. It is only $10, and I promise you, you will make that back within your first week. You don't want to miss it when we get hot. You don't want to miss it when we go on this run. WNBA, this is our niche. This is our sport. This is what our whole thing was built on, was the WNBA when we first started, and we're just ready to go ahead and get it going once again. All right. Now that we got the little nitty-gritty stuff out of the way, let's get into today's slate. So first, let's look at some totals. Like I said, we got 4 games on today's slate. We got the Liberties taking on the Mystics, the Sun taking on the Fever, the Sky taking on the Lynx, and the Mercury taking on the Sparks. Looking at the totals, we got a 163 total for the Liberty and the Mystic, 160 for the Sun and the Fever, 163 for the Sky and the Lynx, and 157 for the Mercury and the Sparks. Right off the back, I'm going to tell you right now, the 2 higher total games are the games, of course, I would be targeting as a DFS player. 163, that's a pretty good total for a WNBA game. And the 2 games that they are projecting to be that 163, those are what I would expect to be more of the competitive games on today's slate with the Liberty and the Mystics. 2 teams that are going to should be toe-to-toe, pretty decent. I wouldn't expect a blowout in that game. Same thing with the Sky and the Lynx. They're 2 middle-of-the-pack teams. Of course, we got to see what the Sky can bring this season, since they did lose a lot of players in the offseason, and they had to retool their whole roster. And then the Lynx, of course, with the departure of Sylvia Fowles. Now this is Collier's team. It's going to be really interesting how both these teams are going to be able to produce. But those 2 games, I do expect them to be close. The Sun and the Fever, if you remember from last year, the Fever, they're not really... They have not been that great of a team for the past several seasons. They look good on paper, but they have not been able to put it together. The Sun, I know that they lost a couple of players over this offseason, but still, it's the Sun. They still do have Alyssa Thomas. They did pick up Hayes from the Dream. You still have Brianna Jones. So it's still a pretty nice squad that they have there, and I still would expect them to be able to put up numbers, especially to be able to beat a Fever team that I would expect them not to have too much trouble with. So that's definitely a game that does interest me. You know, the 160 total, definitely do believe we can get some plays out of that game, and I will be going over that. And then the Mercury going on up against the Spark. This is another one where we got to see it. I know Brittany Griner, everyone's happy Brittany Griner, she's playing, she's back. And then the Sparks, they retool the roster, got a better head coach and stuff. So it's going to be really interesting to see how all that is going to pan out. Going over to RotoWire, we do have 1 confirmed starting lineup. I'm going to go ahead and try to refresh it real quick to make sure that we have the most updated and recent stuff. Looks like we do. All right, so looks like the Mystics, they already have put out their starting lineup with Sykes, Cloud, Ariel Atkins, EDD, and Austin. So we already know that for sure. For New York Liberty, the expecting start lineup is Sabrina Ionescu, Vandersloot, Laney, Jonquil Jones, and Brianna Stewart. I'm going to tell you right now, I am kind of interested to see exactly how this dynamic is going to work, because Sloot didn't get to play in the preseason. We didn't really get to see Jones, Stewart, and all of them. I know that they've been practicing and stuff, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this big 3, essentially, or if you want to call it a big 4, if you want to count Sloot, but really the big 3 of Ionescu, Jones, and Stewart, how exactly that's going to pan out. They got Jonquil Jones as the 4 listed up here, and then Stewart as the 5. Really, that should be swapped around. Stewie plays more of a 4 role. Jonquil Jones plays a center role. So if you're looking at like DFS numbers in regards to how positions do versus each other, Jones is typically a center and Stewart is normally the power forward. Granted, they can both play the center position if a team decides to go small, if they decide to throw like Kayla Thornton out there or something like that, and rest one of Jones or Stewart, something like that. That is what I would expect to run the center position between those bigs. Really biggest thing, Johanna, she's out. Sably, she's out as well. Over for the Mystics, Misha Hines-Allen, she's going to be out. So not too big of injury concerns there. Over there for the Suns, they have nothing to report right now. For the Fever, Victoria Vivens, I'm expecting her to play. I didn't see anything saying that she was going to be hampered or out, so she should be playing today. And then Haytar, she's going to be missing. Over for the Sky, Isabel Harrison, she's going to be out in Herbert, she's going to be out. So that kind of gives them a hit to their front court. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. I definitely think we might be able to find some value off the bench for the Sky in regards to that. But really, there's only 1 or 2 plays I'm looking at for the Sky anyway for today. And then going over to the Libs, we got Lindsey Allen. Doubt she's going to play today. Wouldn't be surprised. And then Achimwa, she's going to be out. Again, another team that we're going to want to see how they do and how they produce for today. In regards to how it's going to go for the rest of the season. I really do expect this to be Collier's team and Shepard. I expect both of them to put up numbers, both of them to really kind of lead the way for that team anyway. Even with Tiffany Mitchell being there and Kayla McBride returning vets, really this is Collier's team. Down, then we got the Mystics, not Mystics, the Mercs and the Sparks. You got Cunningham out, SES, Gustafson, and Shea Petty. It's a lot of injuries for them. But they're going to be rolling out some stuff. The biggest thing for them is the fact that they have their rookie that made it. Really, I'm going to butcher this name, but I'm going to just say Kita. She is starting. She looked pretty decent in the preseason. I know we're on FanDuel. She is the bare minimum. Just go ahead and plug that in. Use it as your bare min, as your throwaway price. It might help you be able to pay up for something for another player that you want to get to. But at 3K, you can't go wrong. She's not going to get you a 0. That's at least as much as we know. She's not going to get you a 0, so I definitely would roll that there. And then over on the Sparks, they're going to be without Stevens today, and Jasmine Thomas is going to be out. So really interesting. I don't expect Wnba to start. I was really expecting Wnba to come off the bench. They were running a 3-guard lineup in preseason with Lexi Brown, Canada, and I can't think of the last one off the top of my head right now. But Wnba wasn't starting for preseason or anything like that. And then unless some new notes or something has come out saying in regards to Wnba starting, I don't really see Wnba starting. Or it's either Wnba not starting or Chinny not starting. One of those two are not going to start. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out later on. And then normally, Nneka, she plays the center position. I don't know why they have her listed here as the power forward, but Nneka is a center. That's typically what she plays. That's the position that she normally runs. Yes, she can be a stretch 4 if she needs to, but normally her younger sister, Chinny, she plays the 4. Nneka plays the 5. So that's our lineups and injury news and stuff to go over. All right. Looking over on DraftKings, this is because this is a site that I mostly play on. This is a site that I use in regards to whenever I'm breaking down stuff, looking at stuff, and going over everything. So this is the site that I'm going to reference. Yes, you can take some of this stuff and transfer it over to FanDuel if that is the site that you play on. But just understand that I am going from the DraftKings perspective because that is where I play. So the way that I like to do this, I'm going to go first guards, then forwards. I might put out a little bit of core at the end. And I'm going to break it down from our top tier studs, typically that 11K going down to like the 9K range. And then the mid tier, that's going to be the 9K to about 5K ranges. And then 5K and below, that's going to be our low tier value plays that we can look at. And that's how I'm going to just go ahead and break it down. So right off the bat, looking at our studs for the guard position, of course, you got Linescu, Marbury, Sykes, Petty, she's out, Cloud, Vandersloot, Cunningham, Bonner, McBride, Hayes, and Copper. Out of all these right here, I can tell you right now, Sabrina Linescu, yes, she's a triple-double machine, but again, I want to see how the Liberty perform with this new cast that they have. If I'm taking anybody, it's not going to be Sabrina. I know that this is her team. It's been her team for quite some time. But when you have players of the caliber of Brianna Stewart and Jonquil Jones coming in, players that are going to take some touches from you, yes, she could be able to dish the rock and get it to him. That's kind of what I expect Vandersloot to really be doing, more of the facilitating role. So it's just going to be interesting to see exactly how this is going to play out. I would not right now at this moment be playing Sabrina or Vandersloot just because I think there's better value on the slate at different positions in regards to who we should be looking at for this. So if you're playing a GPP, of course, Sabrina, she might be low owned. That might go ahead and take it down if she goes off for a big game. You know, dish and rock, she does have triple-double upside once again, but too much for my cup of tea on today's slate. Marbury, same thing at 10-3. I know what she's done for Dallas when she was with Dallas. They paid a hefty price to go ahead and get her over there to the Sky, but I don't see it at 10-3. I know that she can put up the points definitely for a fact, and then of course the Lynx last season, they were bottom of the barrel in regards to defensive rating last year, but that was last year. We're going into a new year, and it's going to be interesting to see how Marbury fits in with this role on this team now, being as one of those main pieces. You know, last year she was playing next to Enrique, she was playing next to Alicia Gray, playing off of them. I know she can step up, but another GP play, not someone that I'll be putting into a main lineup or someone that I really feel is going to pop and go off. I really do expect that price to come down as the season goes on. Sykes, another one that's going to be a wait and see for me. Sykes, she could do somewhat. I don't see it. Not at 10-1. There's other players that you can get at that price to play or in better positions. Sorry about that, guys. Better positions versus paying that much at the 10-1. I would much rather go with Cloud, who I know knows the system, knows this offense, knows what she's doing out there, plays more of the point guard position because Sykes is what I would consider more of a shooting guard, if anything, out there. And then, of course, Sloot, like I said, I'm not really going to mess with that until I actually see it to believe it and understand exactly what New York and how they're planning on running schemes and stuff like that. Bonner, now on DraftKings at 9-4 GPP play. If you know anything about Bonner, she comes out slow. She starts the season slow. She starts the game slow, but she can light it up with the best of them whenever she gets going. Going up against a bottom tier team in the Fever, yes, she could possibly pop off, but at 9-4, I'd rather take the 400 savings and come down to the Tiffany Hayes and Copper range right here. Copper, if you don't understand and you don't know, this is her team for the Sky now. She is the returning vet for this team, a returning player for everybody that left in regards to the Sky, for the fact that they lost CP3, Vanish Sloot, Ali Quigley, she's sitting out this season, Azara Stevens is gone. Players that were averaging double-digit points are all gone. So pretty much this is Copper's team to lead the way. And if you watched her in preseason, you already seen she's going downhill. She's doing it all. She's a bulldog out there. She's going to do what she has to do. And at 9K, I expect her to be highly owned today. I really do feel like that's kind of a slap in the face in regards to what we are expecting for her to do and go out here and show that she's going to be able to put up out there for us. And then, of course, Tiffany Hayes, if you know anything, she's a scorer. Bonafide scorer. She missed quite a bit of last season in regards to the fact she was coming back from a knee injury, but she's supposedly healthy. She's good to go. I know she was playing a little bit overseas as well, and she should be able to light them up with the best of them out there, especially going up against a Fever team. I think this is a perfect team starting out for the season for her to really get her feet going. Well, not her feet going, get herself and get the rhythm going in regards to playing in a competitive game environment with a new team and everything, especially when you have Alyssa Thomas, who should be able to dish the rock in regards to Hayes. Hayes is more of a scoring threat, not really a facilitator, so I don't see her facilitating the ball too much. I do expect this to be AT playing that point forward role still once again, and Hayes just feeding off of that out there. Again, I don't mind it at 9-2. Definitely will be the GPP play to get you off of the Copper chalk. That'll be for today. Going into the mid-tier, we got DT, Atkins, Canada, Jefferson, Wheeler, Mitchell, Laney, Heidemann, Williams, Brown. Whew, we got a lot of them down here in this price range. So really already right here at this area, DT. She signed a 2-year deal to come back, so she's not planning on retiring anytime soon. She's got her big and BG back. I expect this to be a redemption arc from last season in regards to what she was going out there doing. Still, I mean, last season she had some pretty decent games. She was lighting it up here and there. We do know she's been chucking a lot more threes. She was really chucking a lot of threes to end the season and stuff, taking a heck of a lot more three-point attempts. But again, I mean, her fantasy point production, she's had games where she was popping off towards the end of the season. Again, this is 2022 stats, but still playing up against a Sparks team who should be able to go out there and do some damage, especially considering that you have a pretty good, your center back, and this team is dealing with more of the injuries versus everyone else. So I wouldn't be surprised if DT goes out there and shows up and has a really good night on her first night. Atkins at 8.5. This is a pretty good price range for Atkins. She's always one of those ones that's forgotten in regards to the guards and forwards for Washington. With their full team back, we do know Atkins. She's out there. She's a 3-point sniper, and she's a defensive player. She can rack up those steals. She can rack up blocks, things of that nature out there. Taking on New York Liberty's team, I definitely feel like her defense is going to be needed. And that 3-point shooting, I wouldn't be surprised if she has a decent night. She's a very good player in the mid-range. If you fail on her as the last play, I don't hate it. Don't mind it at all. Coming out here, we got Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. Between Canada and Lexi Brown, it's a toss-up for me because Canada, she's not really a facilitator or anything of the sort, and that's one of the things that I know that the sparks that they're needing, that they're going to really be needing out there. So it's kind of iffy to me in regards to how I want to play this. At 8-1, I'm not too sure if I want to fade it or if I want to play it, but I know she's in my player pool currently, not solidified in regards to it, just because if Canada's not scoring, then she's really not doing too much for you. And of course, with all these other plays that we have around in here, I might fall on someone else go over Canada instead, Going further down, Mariah Jefferson. If you watch Jefferson play, you know that for the Lynx last season, she was lighting it up in regards to her playmaking, those assists. 12 assists game, 6, 5, 4, 7, 3, and then also being able to go out there and she could score as well. She was able to go out there and put up some pretty decent points, and I expect her to do much of the same, especially for the fact that she has Brittany Griner out there. She was playing with Sylvia Fowles last year, and dishing the rock and doing all sorts of things. At 8K, I do not hate that price at all. I actually like it quite a bit, and she has she's pretty good on the defensive end. Again, this is a team in regards to the Mercs that are missing quite a few pieces, so Jefferson is a pretty nice play. I don't hate it at all. Wouldn't mind if I fell on that right there. But right below Jefferson, we got Erica Wheeler and Kelsey Mitchell, two players that I have a lot of interest in regards to the fact of these are vets that are going to be playing on a very young Fever team. I know they got Aaliyah Boston, they got Nilissa Smith, Queen Egbo, Victoria Vivens, all these other players. But when it comes down to it, bona fide scorers, players that I know when they get the rock in their hands, they know what they're doing with it. Kelsey Mitchell, none other than Kelsey Mitchell. I really do trust that. And at 7, pretty much almost 8K, I like that price for Kelsey Mitchell. I would actually put her into my lineup. She might find her way into my lineup in regards to just the fact that I kind of feel like people are sleeping on her. If you remember last year when she started the season, she lit it up out the gate. And I definitely feel like this is going to be much more of the same in regards to what she can go out here and do for us. So Kelsey Mitchell definitely will be, might be in a lineup or two, and definitely will make it into my player pool. A little bit and then GPP-wise, Erica Wheeler. She's returning back to the Fever. She played for them before, and then she has some stints with the Spark, and I can't remember the other team that she was on for a little bit, but back, I don't hate it. Not bad. GPP if you want to avoid Kelsey Mitchell. Laney, another one. We got to wait and see. That's just my opinion. I'm waiting. I'm seeing. I got to see what it's going to be like. Courtney Williams. I never liked playing Courtney Williams when she was on the Sun. And I'm probably not going to like playing Courtney Williams now just because she's hit or miss. She's iffy. She's old. No offense, Courtney. But this is Copper's team. So another one that I want to see how that's going to be. I know she can deliver, but I'd rather take Copper, especially if I'm taking anybody from the sky. I'd rather take Copper, especially at the guard position. Lexi Brown, I already spoke on her in regards to when I talked about Canada Vivians. She's listed as question, but she should be playing. Tiffany Mitchell, the other Mitchell, she was on the Fever, of course. Now she's signed with the Lynx. She should be starting tonight at 6'5". Don't hate it, but there's another 6K player that I would rather play from the Lynx that I know is going to have the ball in their hands and I know is going to dominate for tonight. All right. Coming down into our value plays, our people down here. Really, I'm going to tell you the truth. Out of everybody, when I was looking through this, Rebecca Gardner was the one person that popped out to me and then just said that, yo, check this out. At 4'5", we know what Rebecca Gardner can do. She is another returning player for the Sky. When she was given the minutes last season, she was honestly really good. Her scoring is there. She can definitely rebound. Her defense was really good. And if you don't know, last season was her rookie season as well. She looked really well out there, and I really do like that for her in regards to what she should be able to give and bring, especially playing off the bench. I want to see something real quick. Okay, yep. And then the other one, Evans. Evans, she's hit or miss. She can score. She can do a little bit of something here and there. If she's given the minute, she can produce. I do remember that from last season. I don't hate it as another value play at 3K. You kind of can't go wrong just looking at some of her numbers. When she was given the run last season going up against the Sparks, she played 35 minutes and she dropped 24 points, had a couple of steals and stats, and dropped 39.5 fantasy points. Not bad, 25 fantasy points. So we know if she's given the run, she could definitely do it at 3,800. Wouldn't hurt you, especially considering she is starting. So might be someone that might sneak their way in, especially if you're trying to build a really stacked lineup in regards to like the forwards. To me, always whenever it comes down to the WNBA, forwards are what you go to. That's just it. Forwards, they typically dominate. They typically do everything, and that's normally where you go to. I personally always pay down for guards. The GPP approach is to pay up for guards, especially on DraftKings. Pay up for guards, pay down at forwards. Personally, myself, I've had more success going paying down for guards, paying up for forwards. That's just my formula. That's what I run with, and that's more than likely what I'm going to do again today. But I really do Evans starting at 3,800. It's not bad. Actually, let's take a look. Let's deviate a little bit. This is really great recording right now in regards to this. WNBA. Where are you? I think I passed it. Nope, there it goes. I want to see exactly. I know she played in the preseason, so it'd be really interesting. They had 3 preseason games. I really would be interested to see the minutes. She played 24 minutes, 8 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Okay. Going up over here. She played 23 minutes again, 12 points, a steal, 2 assists. Okay. At 3,800, that's not looking too bad right there. We might have just stumbled upon 24 minutes again, 3, a couple of turnovers, 5-1. This was going up against the Lynx, same team that you're going to be expecting to play again today. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all, especially considering just the value. At 3,800, she can't go wrong. She's going to shoot. That's a fact. She's going to shoot. She's going to be able to play make, like I said. I expect her to have the ball in her hands. At 3,800, that might be a really good value play for us right there today. I think we might have stumbled upon the value play of the values for today. Just looking at it, she's led the team in assist outside of Courtney Williams. Did Courtney Williams playing this one? Yes, she did. That's what I'm saying. Courtney Williams, she's just so hit or miss in regards to what she's going to actually be able to bring out there and do. But I would expect between her and Courtney Williams to lead the team in regards to assists. I kind of like it. I just talked myself into Evans being definitely a core piece for me at that 3,800 price tag. That's mispriced right there. That's nice. Yeah, starting at least playing going to give us about 24 minutes. I like that. I like that a lot. So yeah, definitely going to be playing Evans today. I just stumbled upon that going over this stuff with you guys. I like that a lot. So yeah, definitely going to be looking there. Tolliver, I could have sworn Tolliver retired in his coaching, but I don't know why she is back. All right. Gonna go over to the forwards. If you guys are just now getting to this inside the video, if you're watching this live, or if you guys are watching the playback, if you guys want to get all core plays and you guys want to see player props and stuff like that, news as it's updating, join us inside the Discord, talk to us, shoot ideas off us and stuff like that. Check down the link in the description below for the Patreon, and that'll give you a link to the Discord as well. It's only $10, and I promise you will make that back within your first week. WNBA is something that we crush, that we kill, and you do not want to miss this ride that we're going to be on. It is only going to be able to go up from here. Definitely want you to join. We do have some giveaways and stuff going on, so check that out. And if you don't know, follow my boy Dion Boykins on Twitter. He is a WNBA GOAT, and he will have props, news, updates, all that stuff uploaded on Twitter. So definitely check that out. All right, getting over to the forward position. Out of the gate, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be very honest with you. Breanna Stewart, Alyssa Thomas. It's a toss-up right there for me. I know I'm probably just going to play both of them just because I expect the ball to be in AT's hand. Going up against the Fever, this is a team that she should dominate. She should have no trouble going up against at all whatsoever. The rebounding, the defensive tenacity is there. And then, of course, getting to the paint, scoring. You're going up against a rookie in Boston. I know that she has her chops. She can do what she can do. But this is a vet right there. When AT gets downhill and is going, she's kind of hard to stop. And I really do love the spot for her today. At 10-8, I don't hate it, don't mind it. With the departure of Courtney Williams, Jonko Jones, between her and Brianna Jones, they are going to lead the way for this team in regards to the front court. And I really do like the spot for her here today. Same thing for Stewart. Out of everybody on the Liberty, the one player that I do trust is Breanna Stewart because I know what she's going to bring. I believe that she just has that pedigree. And the reason why I say this is whenever I've watched her on Team USA, you're playing on a stacked team. She still goes out there and she gets hers. She still goes out there, she does what she does. And you're talking about she's out there playing with players like CP3, Vandersloot out there. You're playing with Aja Wilson. You're playing with these big names already. Chelsea Gray. You're playing with them on Team USA and things like that. And you're putting up numbers, you know. So I already know what she can bring when she's playing on the stack team, and I expect much more of that again here today. So that's why Breanna Stewart, I'm definitely looking at her AT. I'm probably going to play both of them, especially since now we have that Evans value right there. I'd probably just slide both of them in lineup and just set it and forget it. Brittany Griner, first game back. I think that Brittany's gonna go out here. She's very grateful to being back. I like the play. I don't hate it going up against the Sparks. She's had pretty good success against them throughout the years. I don't hate it at all. Definitely a GPP play, and you'll probably get her much lower owned versus everyone else. I do not hate that spot for her at all. EDD. I think she's gonna have a decent time today. When I say decent, I think it's gonna be she's gonna have to work for it. You're going up against a tough front court in Brianna Stewart, Jarko Jones. You're gonna have Laney out there mess with you. You're gonna have Kayla Thornton out there. You know, those are all players that got some pretty good, decent defensive chops, and they'll be able to give you a hard time and give you some problems. I It's a fade for me. I'm gonna be honest. It's a fade for me. I know EDD. She said that she feels that this is the strongest that she's been. She feels really good, great in regards to everything. But you know, it is what it is. I want to see it kind of type thing, especially considering that the Libs, they are expected to win this game pretty good tonight. So definitely, mid tier play for me. Not really something. GPP if you want to go with it, but not nothing for me right there. NECA, I really do actually like her. GPP play for me. She's had very great success going up against the Merc. And new coach pretty much seems like the game plan is NECA is our focal point. She's our leader. She's who we're going to lean on. And I really do. I like the spot for her. Brittany Griner, she might be a little bit rusted. Hasn't played in a while. I know she played through some stuff in preseason, but still, man, NECA, she can go out there. She can hang with the best of them. And I do like the spot at 10-2. She might be the lower owned out of some of these top 10K players right here. Powers, heck no. I don't know what DK was thinking putting her at 10K. She's coming off the bench. You have Collier back. You have Shepard back. This is just a slap in the face to the Lynx pricing, period. I don't know how you misprice the Lynx at all. This is ridiculous. If anything, which I'm going to get to her, she's down a little bit more. Collier should be sitting here at 10K, and Powers should be lower than this. There's no way that you're going to put Powers at 10K. Don't expect nothing. That's a fade. Don't even touch it right there. Jessica Shepard, I don't hate it at 9.5. Again, my flag is already planted in regards to who I'm playing from the Lynx, just because she's drastically mispriced over here on DK. But again, another player I don't hate, don't mind right there if you end up on it. And then Austin, I expect a decent game from her today. Not someone that I'm like heavy on. I will go ahead and give you guys a free bone right here in regards to player prop play right here. Austin, 7 rebounds over on Prize Picks. Go ahead, take that over. She should smash this out the water. She did pretty good in preseason, and she was killing it overseas as well when she was playing over there. I like this spot for her. To definitely go over 7 rebounds. She should definitely crush that. No problem at all. Long as she doesn't get in foul trouble. If she's getting Jonko Jones in foul trouble, that might be another story, and then she should be able to dominate on the boards. But she's done very well. She's held her own in her time being in the league as well. Jonko Jones, fade for me. I want to see what it is, see what it does. She normally does tend to be foul prone anyway, so definitely a fade. I'm gonna have to wait and see on that. Nalissa Smith. Going out here into the next tier. We're in the mid tier. Nalissa Smith, Turner, Jones, Cheney, Thornton. Out of all of these players down here in the mid range, pretty much like I said, Collier. Just put her in your lineup. Don't question it. Just put her in your lineup. Don't think twice. 6'7". Put it in your lineup. This is an MVP caliber player right here. She's the cover picture for this video for a reason. She's an MVP caliber player. Priced at 6'7". She's back from delivering birth. She only played in a couple games last season. There's no Sylvia fouls. This is her team. And in limited minutes in preseason, she looked great. She's snagging boards. She's scoring. She's doing everything. She's going to lead this team. This is her team. MVP type season. Book it, mark it, whatever the heck you got to do. Just play Collier. Don't even think twice about it. All right. That's that. All right, Nalissa Smith, I like it. It's a nice GPP play. Looking at her in preseason, she was out there. She was stroking it from deep. Looks like she's really going to do well in regards to as a scoring punch for the be real. Because last season I want to say she was shooting in the upper 30% in regards to her 3-point percentage of a sort. So, I mean, I like it. Yeah, last season. She shot 38.1% from 3 last season, so definitely will be interesting to see if she can keep that up. She looked pretty good in preseason in regards to her out there shooting. She was stroking it from deep. She's going to be playing like a stretch forward type role. That'll definitely help, especially when you're going up against someone like Alyssa Thomas and Brianna Jones, who can pack the paint and stop you whenever you're trying to get on the interior. Them going up against Aaliyah Boston, we might be able to see some kickouts in regards to Smith. And we know that she's not shy from shooting. But I do know sometimes whenever she doesn't have it going in regards to her scoring, she has fallen off sometimes in regards to her output that she could put up. But year 2 for her, I would expect something decent. Don't hate the play. GPP play for me. Really not someone that I'm too heavy on. Brianna Jones, if you don't want to pay up for AT, or if you're going to do this, if you're going to run Brianna Stewart and you don't want to pay up for 2 studs right there, just go ahead and snag Brianna Jones. With no Jonquel Jones, she's going to get that burn. She's going to get that run. One of the things that used to frustrate me all the time in regards to the Sun was just the simple fact that Brianna Jones was not getting her run. She was not getting the minutes. We know what she could do. Whenever she got that run, she got that burn. Let's see if we got any of those games where she played like close to 30 minutes. Okay, 34 minutes. In 34 minutes, she dropped 34 fantasy points. 35 minutes, she dropped 29 fantasy points. We know she can put up numbers whenever she's actually given the burn and given the run. And with Jonquel Jones being out, 34 minutes, 41 fantasy points. This is what I'm expecting from her here. So if you want to pay down for one of the 2 bigs on the Sun, just go Brianna Jones at A3. It's another nice mid-tier play that you can go ahead and slide in. And look at that. At 10-4, we can honestly build this out with just studs for the rest of the way. So it's really a pick your poison. I'm going to leave this right here. This is going to be a nice little core I'm going to leave for you guys right there if you guys have made it this far into the video. But yeah, I definitely like that. Kayla Thornton not paying 7-8, especially for someone coming off the bench. Don't know what you're going to be able to go out there and do. Really not too interested in Dolson. I expect you to be coming off the bench. You should be coming off the bench if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Dolson coming off the bench. Mama Dolson, really, I feel like you're just there for the vet presence. If Jonquel gets in foul trouble, then yeah, we might see some Dolson. But Dolson, she's hit or miss, but this is not a spot that I would expect to play her. Cannon, no. We said her name. Keita. FanDuel play, not a DraftKings play. Boston, if you believe in rookie luck, go ahead and slide that out there. Ham Bam at 5-4. If Hamby is truly actually starting, that Hamby's minutes will be decided on a game-to-game basis in order to maximize her predictions. Okay, so last report that they had in here was on the 17th in regards to her minutes. I'm not too sure about Ham Bam. I expect her departure from the Aces to be her villain arc. Like she's a great player. She's been a great player. She was great for the Aces. I expect her to do much of the same for the Sparks. That's why I have some hope for the Sparks this season, because their bench actually looks good. But Hamby at 5-4, if you're gonna tell me she's gonna at least play 25 minutes, I'll take it. At least 25 minutes. At least 25 minutes. If not at least 25 minutes, I'm not going there. I'm not even going to mess with it. But that's up for you guys to decide right there. She'll make my player pool in regards to GPPs, but I don't know. Egbo, she slid to the bench, foul prone. Once again, the Fever, I just feel like they don't never know how to work with their bigs. We see McCowan down with the wings, and she looks great down there. So I don't know. I'm not going to touch that. Not going to mess with that. Emily, nope. Another one, she's foul prone, not too much. And then coming down here to the bottom tier down here for our value plays, I really don't have anyone that popped out to me that stood out, or anyone that I was too interested in when I was going over this. So pretty much that is going to be my breakdown in regards to this. Hopefully this wasn't too long-winded and you guys did make it through. It is a breakdown for a reason. These videos do tend to go 30 to 40 minutes long, but if you guys enjoy the content, please make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be doing these as often as I can. I will try to have one out at least every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for slates. Monday will be previewing the following day for Tuesday slates, because typically the WNBA does not play on Mondays. And also, I will be launching my WNBA podcast / sports podcast period will be also dropping on Mondays as well. So if you guys do enjoy listening to me talk and giving my perspective in regards to stuff, check that out. The first episode will be up this following Monday, especially going over everything of what we've seen from the start of the season, going over all the games. I'm not going to be talking from a DFS standpoint. It's going to be just talking from a sports fan standpoint, just analyzing the game, things like that. Hopefully I can get some special guests and stuff like that to come on and share their thoughts as well with me, and we can go over some things like that of the sort. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the content. If you guys want to join the Patreon, check down the link in the description below for that. It's only $10. You guys don't want to miss it. Our course will be dropping soon later on today. Our player props are already out and up for today. Stuff is already being bumped left and right. Hopefully you guys join the wave and enjoy this season with us. And with that being said, it's your boy Zoe. I will see y'all next time.